Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Harry Senta Jr.
And I'm Kate Corella-Smith, and this is what you need to know for the week ending August 16, 2024. ITR's latest forecast report for PMPA has taken a turn to the positive and now expects a 2024 broad plateau rather than economic recession. The forecast for 2025 is more positive than prior calls based on the latest data. While it is difficult to plan for growth ahead, while the majority of our industries served are slowing growth, savvy shops will have taken this time to ensure they are ready for the uptick sure to follow. Take the time to examine each of the 8 market reports to see where the 2025 growth is expected. PMPA members may access the May 2024 ITR Economic Report at pmpa.org.
A class action lawsuit has been filed against Jericho Pictures Incorporated, operating as National Public Data, after hackers breached servers exposing confidential data for 2.9 billion individuals. NPD collects both public and private data without users' consent. Our take? Breaches like this are becoming more common. It is imperative that we take steps to protect our passwords and our data. Subscribing to services that monitor your credit and online accounts can go a long way to notifying you in the event of a breach.
Core producer prices were unchanged from the prior month in July compared to the 0.3% increase in June and below expectations of a 0.2% increase. On an annual basis, core producer inflation slowed to 2.4% from the over one-year high of 3% in June. Prices are cooling to more normal inflation levels. Final goods moved up 0.6%, where services fell, evening out the index. Stabilizing prices matched our stabilized business trends index, showing level steady growth.
Core CPI increased 0.2% on a seasonally adjusted basis, after declining 0.1% in June. CPI was in line with market expectations. The index increased 2.9% year over year before seasonal adjustment. Continued stability is a good sign that inflation has been decreasing. With inflation moving into the 2% range, with the Federal Reserve will become more comfortable with potential cuts.
On this week's Speaking of Precision podcast, Miles Free, Carly Kistler-Miller, and David Wynn discuss which fire extinguishers to use on which class of fires. This podcast and our Speaking of Suppliers podcast can be found on all major podcast platforms.
Now it's time for our weekly tip. An accident is an unplanned occurrence in a production setting where a person is injured. An incident without injury is what many people call a near miss. Your employer should have an emergency plan to deal with accidents and injuries in your shop. For a list in the event that you can't find your employer's plan and you encounter an accident involving a coworker, go to PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending August 16, 2024. For additional information and links about any of the topics discussed today, go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.
Unchanged from the month prior in July. Whoa, these are all, let me start that again because there's a lot of words that are smooshed together.
What are producer prices?
We're unchanged.
Unchanged from?
Shoot. Blooper. Producer inflation showed to 2. Dang it!
Almost.
Shoot, why am I so stuck? All these smooshy words. Core producer price. Shoot, now I'm like, now I'm getting all jittered. I can't believe nobody laughed. that.
Okay.
Changed from the prior month in July.
On the seasonally, the index before seasonable.
Shoot.
Just can't. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.